discuss about this different threat analysis, as well as that also how our daily life is interlinked with the mobiles, and how we are going to be use it in a proper way. And we can even discuss about that what are the minimal changes and minimal functionalities we have to be changed in the device, which makes the secure way. So these all kind of things we can be discussed here, means that a small security tips we can be discussed. So why? Because nowadays we know that most of the people are working from home, where the children can use your mobiles more time that rather than the previous. So at that time, what kind of precautions we have to take, and how these mobiles are affecting us in a day by day life, and how this Android technology is having some loopholes to get your data, and these all we will be discussing now. In this session we are going to be discuss these all things. So presently, if you are seeing, then so most of the time, this long back, actually what was happened, then most of the time people are using the future phones. There is no internet connection, and then the people are using mostly for that sending the messages and do the calls and these purpose only. But later, whenever that OS mobile OS is changed from stage to stage, then now everybody almost addicted to the mobiles. Now I can use that word addict is more relevant, I'm thinking. So why? Because so our day to day life, if you are imagining, so our day is starting with your mobile, and even the day is ending with your mobile only. The day if you started means, if we woke up, then if immediately we are open our mobiles, and we will see that whether we got any mails, whether we got any messages, what about the WhatsApp, and these kind of things. And when you are going to sleep, also the same situation here actually. So we are checking this all that social websites, and the even social networking sites, and even some maybe the professional way you are using, then everything. But the ultimate thing is you are using the mobile. So that whatever the purpose, if you are using the mobile, then how we can say this mobile is increased their usage, and their users, this ultimate growth, actually the rapid growth it was. So how it was done? So even we have more and more OS are also available. That means previously we have previously we have checked it most of the time. So then we have Nokia, Windows mobiles people use it to use for their daily life. But now after that, even Mac means iOS also we saw that. So but if you see, then when Android came into the market, then every OS, the components are become very less. Means that most of the people are adapted to use that Android only. Okay, so why it became this much successful? What is the major reason behind this one? So if you are looking for this Android thing, so why then Android thing, if you are checking, then why Android is a capable, this much capable, it have to be spread their market more than 70% it is when it comes to that mobile OS. And what is the reason that Windows mobiles are vanished completely? Okay, and why that still iOS is whatever the growth, whatever the percentage people are using that iPhone, almost it is the same percentage people using from past 5 to 6 years actually. There is minimal growth, it is there. There is not so much revolutionary growth actually. But when you are looking for that Android device, we know that that Android OS is increased like anything. The users list is increased. It is a revolutionary. So why was it actually? What is the major reasons behind this one? So when comes to that query, that answer, when answer the first one, we can say that it is a open source, and that open source means, so now people who have a technical knowledge, technical thing, those people can be adopt this open source easily. So using this open source, I can develop my application, and I can give my inputs, and I can whatever I feel, I can develop one simply I can develop an app. So where if I have so many apps, so then there are the users can attract to these so many apps, then user can be use it these apps for their daily life. So when I'm saying this, the users are using the user perspective, most of the time they will check that whether this application is free of cost or not. And if I'm using this application, any charges I have to be pay or not. By not getting only the free, after started using that application, may I have to be pay something. So if these two options are eliminated, then most of the people attracted to download that apps and they want to be use it in their mobile. See, if suppose simple thing I can tell you, then the people wants to know about that different language, different conversions I want to know then. So people just simply one installation, they will do that one app and then they will be convert the things actually. So even if I want to read the books, so if I'm thinking like that, that carrying the book is very difficult. Suppose you can think some huge books are there. Suppose the students, if you are looking, so then you know that when R&D if we are doing, then the books what we are reading, those sometimes we cannot carry them. So what people are doing now, simply they are downloading it in their mobile and they started reading the ebooks. So and nowadays we are seeing that mostly whenever you are going to be purchase something and doing something, then simply what people we are doing, they're scanning the code and their transaction is done through the UPI. So that means compulsory we need a mobile to use these all actually. So that is the reason behind this growth of the Android we can conclude actually. So apart from this, there are some other factors are there where we can say that most of the OEM peoples are using the Android only, and then customization and these all very simple. And in OS level, if you want to be change some styles and if you want to be change the security purpose, you can be design on your own OS. Like you can see that Oxygen OS where it is using in a one place. Fun OS, Fun Touch OS, we can say that. Vivo is using that. Color OS where the Realme is using that. Okay, and then when it comes to that MIUI, that highest market shareholder of the mobiles, Xiaomi. Okay, so these are customized OS only, but the underlayer OS is always Android only. That is open source. So these all the OEMs are using this Android. They ultimately the people who want to be purchase the mobile, those want to be see in these options only. They are not looking behind the scope actually. So that is a one more reason we can say that financial reason we can say that way the Android users are increasing day by day. And when it comes to that next thing, so people are communicating easily by using the social networking site like a video calls through that WhatsApp and these all. So the people need not to be travel some more some other areas to talk the people in person. So now what people are doing, they are doing the video calls and then they are reducing their traveling time and these all, and it is making simple to them to conclude any to discuss anything actually. So that means to do this all, they need a mobile. So then they are looking for the Android. Why Android in this case? So obviously the one factor we can say that the cost, expensive mobiles, they are not looking. They are looking for that low end mobiles. So those also available in that Android very easily and with so many options. So that is one more thing lead to be that increasing of this Android in Android usage in a day-to-day life of the even that layman perspective also we can say that the person is thinking like that we need one mobile compulsory. So whether he know that he is educated or non-educated doesn't matter. He need one Android mobile to do calls and to do something actually. So this is the way that smartphones as well as Android is increasing its percentage in Indian market day by day. So if you see the statistics here, so we can see that according to this, these are the expected and average of increment of the smartphone usages in our country. But to be frankly, now 2020 means 2020 we already that according to some statistics they told it is already crossed at 500 millions, especially at the time of from this pandemic time it is increased so much actually. So how this growth came into the picture, why this much is there in there in that case, how it is increasing, these are the reasons what we are discussed before. These all the reasons behind these statistics actually. These are that increase due to that the users are the people wants to be use it. So yes, then this many people are using the smartphones, then automatically the mobile internet means data usage, the data usage also will be increased so much in their daily life actually. So why? Because if they want to use any application, anything, if they want to be use it here, so compulsory they have to be use that internet. So that means data should be needed to communicate in with others. Whether it is a social website, a social networking website, other is a professional, means that office emails if you want to check that, and if you want to be discuss in a meetings, if you want to be conduct the webinars or anything, so that data is compulsory. The virtual calls and anything if you want to take it, so the data is compulsory. Then obviously what will happen, the smartphone usage is increasing, the number of the stakeholders of this mobile smartphone people are increasing, means then ultimately what will happen now, the data usage people also will be increased. So then what will be happen, then data consumption will be increased tremendously. So that was the same thing. You can see that number of the people who are using that in a 2020, you can see that 448. According to the present statistics, it will be 400 plus millions people, 425 around it is. So that means even people are using the future phones. Those people also nowadays browsing, using their local networks, means that using their networks actually, like a then like a Geo or Airtel or something else actually. So these all they are using now for the browsing. Even in a future phone also these kind of browser and these all available, so people can be use it for their browsings actually. So this is the way that internet usage as well as the smartphone usage is increasing in India so much. I told you about the payments, that UPI transaction, mobile payments are increased tremendously. After that, whenever the digital changes came in India this year, so we can see that there's most of the people nowadays are using this or any transaction if they want to do that, they are using through the mobiles. Most of the time the people are using, even to transaction of the 5 rupees and 10 rupees also, people are using to scan the code only. The tea stall, some nowadays if you went to the tea stall, you can see that phone pay is available here, a GPay is available here. So why? Because that street vendor, we don't know whether he's educated or not also, whether he knows that how to use the mobile properly or not also, we don't know. But now he's using that mobile for financial purpose, to transactions actually. So then when is the 5 rupees or 10 rupees, he is using one transaction. So then how we can say that a person is in a secure environment? So then how we can say that mobile, whatever he is using, it is a completely secure, it is not leaking any sensitive information, there is no data leakage. I cannot give 100% assurance to any mobile if he is using actually, even including the iPhone. I can say that it is secure, we can say then, but it is not 100% secure. So then when comes to these mobiles, actually, when comes to that Android especially, we can discuss. So then we are saying that there are so many applications are available. That Play Store contains the millions of applications with the free access. Means that free downloads are there. So how can you say then, if these many applications are available free of cost, then which applications are original one, which applications are not a fake one, and which applications are secure one, which applications are not using your personal data? So most of the time if you are seeing, then that application when you install it, it will ask some permissions. Most of the time people in a hurry, otherwise if they need the features compulsory, then they will give a permission allow. They will not bother what is that application doing exactly behind that, means in a background what is doing. We don't know that, means the people, most of the people don't know that. So you can see that some applications, you can see that the beautification, means capturing the pictures and beautify it by adding some kind of graphic things and animated things. The people can be do some changes in that. But so whether this is a proper one, whether this is a secure one, so we cannot assure that. So previously, if you are seeing, then some applications are out of India banned, and apart from this also, most of the application every year, the Google is removing some hundreds and hundreds to thousands of applications. It is removing from the Play Store. That means that application is not secure, they are telling, it is a malicious, they are telling. But so before it is deleting, if somebody else is installed that application, if somebody else already using that application, whether that person don't know about this application, so we to uninstall. whether the application is already installed in his mobile and used it for that at least the 1 month or 2 months, you can be think so. So then how could you say now that application is not theft any data? Google itself, it is declared if it is a malicious, that meantime, whatever that period it is installed in your mobile, that time it can be consumed the data. At that time, it can be read your sensitive information. That time it can be affect that settings and it can be affect your device so much. So then, so these all can be happen. Then why I am saying that it is very means that the data can be theft here and the data loss can be hacked. So very simple thing, the number of the users are more here. The number of that people who are using the different applications are more millions in a numbers here in India. So if the numbers are in a millions, the hackers, attackers can target these kind of devices easily. Well, because the more number of the people are using the device means if somewhere, if one small application, if you developed and if you pushed into that Play Store, if somebody is installed then, so then the same way, if other persons are installing, then the data can be transferred to that into the hacker's hand easily. So we can see that that kind of attacks also, what are the attacks that happened recently in a coming after a couple of slides, and then we can easily we can be understand that how the attackers can theft your data also by using the relevant terms. So which is famous nowadays, the people are telling very clearly that most of that students and most of the people are addicted to the PUBG, one of the famous game in that Android in a recent times actually. So then how could I say that now PUBG is anyways banned, but once the PUBG is came into the market, how could I say that this is the only the major, this is the original one? People are now, what will happen then, he'd addicted. So once again it will come back, then people immediately will download something which is on the name of PUBG. So then whether if that application is malicious now, if the application is getting some your payment things and this all, then how could we know about it? So that means we have to be know about that any application by seeing their developer and by seeing developer site and who are released that and any patches, how many versions are they released and what are the changes they are doing, and by based upon the reviews, and even you can check that whether that application is consuming so much data in your mobile, whether the application is running background in your mobile. These are all the minimum things we have to do, when only we can be prevent some kind of frauds we can be prevent actually in the mobile. So why? Because why we are saying like this means actually, so nowadays we know that the kids are using the mobiles more than that actual owners of that mobile, like that father and mother. So if they are using, they don't know properly what exactly it is. If they started click on this some URLs and these all some advertisements, and sometimes that install that some application which are which are not free of cost, those also will be installed, and then that amount will be deducted from the card directly without giving a proper information to the user. So then these kind of card details and everything, if it is going into the wrong side, then attackers can easily they have a more probability to get the details of these payments actually. Payments, and then all the major things what is happening in this mobile, they can understand. So we can be see that nowadays we are hearing that cyber crimes or cyber attacks based on the mobile, it is increasing day by day. Okay, from past few years, when whatever the number we saw, that means that before that 3 to 4 years back, so the cyber attacks will be in a number, that number is almost 400 times it is increased it now. So that many complaints now people are raising. See, very simply about some application, if you see, then what the developer is developed one application and he pushed it into the Play Store. So what happened, some other person like an attacker, what he did, he downloaded that application's binaries. The binaries we call it as a APK. Android binaries we call it as a APK. So Android packaging kit. Android packaging kit. APK. So we call that Android binaries or APKs. So that APK he taken and he did the reverse engineering, and then he got the code of the developer. So now what he did, so he injected some adwares into that, and then with that almost the similar name, only the capital letter he kept it as a small letters, and then he changed it into the special character, and he pushed that application into the Play Store again with his own keys. So now what people did when they searched about this application, they got into that one or two, in a first top or second, this application, this malicious application also means the cloned application also visible actually, or visible to the users. Now what people did, that somebody is taking the proper one and somebody is downloading that improper one, means that cloned one. So ultimately, without doing the much hard work, he is able to get that original application, and now he is indexed the ads actually. So whenever the person is using this cloned application, the adware also it will be display on the screen based. Suppose if somebody clicks on that, otherwise the time it is spending on this ads and these all, now that cloned application owner will get a financial aid. So he will gain some financial things actually, means he will get some amount actually. So then now the original owner, if he didn't identify that this application may be the clone of his own application, then if the process will go, means that other application will be exist for that lifetime, then that application also gets some downloads, and that through that he can get some financial amount actually. So so here how so then when we are seeing here that cyber attacks are happening, mean, so that first of all we have to be think like that which applications you are installing. So whether it is a financial applications, whether it is a social networking sites, whether the sensitive data permissions if you are giving, so whether the financial applications if you are using is any other applications is trying to get your applications data. So these all we have to be check actually. You can see that. So every time if you are seeing that mobile is with in our hands only, always it is. So that means what we can say now, so the people who are using that mobiles, so they are doing all their works, most of the time they are going through the mobiles only. So that means check the email and send the reply, and then do the payment and confirmation of this any amount if you received, and then next one take the pictures and talking that we are receiving the calls, and then almost everything whatever you are doing in your daily life. So if you are checking, then almost everything is indirectly relevant to your mobiles only. If you are going home, then using the mobile you turn off your turn on your TV, you can turn on these lights in your home using the IoT technologies we are using nowadays. And then AI also be spending that AI also be playing the major role in our life. These all are also connected to the mobile, where the mobile is existing with you for the for almost that day, entire day. So how then we can be say that these all are secure in a way. So these all are also leading to, leads to that cyber attacks. Why? Because if that any malicious application is injected in the TV, you are using your mobile to connect the TV, and you by using it you are mirroring, you are casting this one, and so many options you have to connect with the TV. If the TV is affected with any one application, then automatically now what is happening? Your mobile also be going to be affected with the same applications. So now after that, any financial fraud can be happen if you are using your mobile only for all the all these transactions and these all. You can ask me very clearly one question here then. So anyways, for my transactions, I am getting OTP, so no problem. No, so what is the concern about this all? See, we know that, but whenever the OTP, if it is coming also, the people can do the that SIM swapping also be possible actually. So that is also one technique. Previously people used it to, but now what happened? People are unable. Then when they are doing that some transaction below 1,000 or like this, they are no need of the OTPs and these all that nowadays we are looking. So if the attacker is targeting the people, so if from one person he is able to get that, suppose think like that 100 rupees only is getting from that one person. Like that, if his code is affecting that at least the 10,000 people in India, 10,000 into then 100 rupees. So easily it is 1 lakh. So if it is 1 lakh users, then it is a 2 lakh. If it is a 1 million, then so these all are attacks only. These all means maybe that from single user, maybe the small amount, but in a bulk when you are looking, so it is affecting so many people. So that's what, if any theft or anything is happened in the mobile, then immediately better always give a cyber complaint about this one, cyber payment, and these all we have to be know about these all. And then if you are giving a proper approach, if you are doing, then maybe it won't affect you again, and it won't affect others also. This is that minimal level of that awareness we have to be get it. Then only we can be avoid that huge loss in your mobile. You can see that 2016 it is 50,000 and 17 it is 53,000, but the completely that 2,08,456 in 2018, where we cannot be compare then how the growth it is here. So when it comes to the 2019, now within the 1 year, that till October only, it is a 1,05,000 we can be see here. That means the growth of the cyber crimes are increasing like in a huge in a speed. That growth, if you see, then we cannot compare it actually with the previous. So that much growth it is there. Then what we can be, how we can be stop it? The question you can get it immediately in your mind. Then how we can be stop it? The best way to use it as in a proper network we have to be connect when you are doing that payments and these all, and means a secure network you have to be connected, not in a public network. You can see that some people will say that you can use my hotspot and you can do the transaction. So then sometimes if you are in a railway station and these all in a free Wi-Fi it is available, people think like that is a free public Wi-Fi. So people are easily attract to that one. They will be connect to then that Wi-Fi. So now what will happen that? So there is so much chances are there. That means that risk level is high now. The people's data can be easily affect actually. So then the people can understand then what kind of a transaction you are doing. Then by capturing the packets, they can understand what is your password length and this all. They can be go ahead in deep also of this all. So those all are the reasons behind that cyber attacks. So then by using the proper network, by using in a whether your mobile is connected with any other PC or whether it is connected to any other device, this all we have to be checked that, and whether your device is rooted or not. This all if you are checking, after that if you are doing the payment, then that could be the better way. And the same time, this is about the financial gain I am talking. Then what about the sensitive information? Some people have the personal stuff in their mobile, the personal data, that images, and then that voice records, something they have. Then if those will be going to that public, then what we can do then? So see this one kind of attacks here, Agent Smith. So at the time of the pandemic actually, at the time of this Agent Smith, what he did actually, this is one application. So first of all, if you see, then we can download this application, and then what happened? So that application, what is available in the Play Store. So that application you downloaded and we are using actually. But later what happened? After sometimes if you observe, so after some days if you observe that application is showing some ads actually. The initially when you are download that application, it don't have any ads. Even if in the Play Store also if we are seeing, it's showing like that there is no ads actually. But after 1 month or like that, if you are using that application, you are seeing some applications, some ads in your mobile, especially from that application. So that means what we can be understand, previously we don't have any ads in this one, but now it is showing some ads and it's showing some clicks actually, whether if you click on that one, it is going to be download some applications from the Play Store as well as any third party app stores actually. So that means that could be a affected one. So that is nothing but here that example of this Agent Smith. So what it happened in between, if you are seeing that in middle, so that application is injected with some adware. Now that app is infected with this adware, and now it is showing this ads on the screen. So whenever if it is showing the ads actually, sometimes by mistakenly, if you are then the kids, if they are using also, by mistakenly they can click on this ads, then that ad URL can be redirected to the Play Store to install other application, or sometimes it will be installed at some other application without the user knowledge. So you can ask me then how it is possible without click on the install button, then how it is possible? Yes, it is possible. So some applications have a sibling application. Sibling means with that same author, same developer is developed one application. So now what it will do, suppose one application, you can see some kind of application like a doctor battery kind of these applications. So then once you install that application, so it will ask one permission to you, install application permission. That means whenever you give that permission, that application itself can be installed the application in your mobile. So even though you can ask me the question like this, so if I given that application permission, then this Dr. Battery's application can install n number of application. No, it won't install that n number of applications. So it can be installed only the application which are along with the same developer. So that's what, when you click on that scan button in that application, you can see that after scanning, then it will show that deep scan is available. You can scan it by using so and so app. It will show that. When you click on the deep scan, now what will happen? In a background, that application will be installed. There is no mistake. There is no mistake from the user, and there is no problem. You cannot raise an issue on this app also. Why? Because it's showing there. You can, if you want to deep scan, then click here. So when you click on this one, so it is invoking one more app inside this application, and that application will be installed and your mobile device will be scanned. So what we will think, yeah, it is scanned so much and so much malware is identified. So now clear the so much cache. So my device is more secure. But you are not understand, but we are not aware about that other application which is installed inside my device. So if that application is available, so that application maybe will do some malicious things inside the device. Maybe the application can read your data continuously continuously. It can be read your data which is stored in the device and which you are using on the Surface Manager also. The Surface Manager means nothing but the display of your mobile device. We call it as a Surface Manager. So what will happen in these all cases now? So then once if that application installed in that background, now the application, what it will do, two things are possible. Whether the application will have a contains that icon, and it may not contains that icon. If it is contains that icon, then you can see that after some time and you can uninstall that. If it don't have an icon, then it is a hidden application. Then we call it as a hidden application. Then if it is hide inside the device, and it can do that many things, it can be do it by getting some permissions. Then it is able to read your complete screen. Whatever the app you can open, doesn't matter, that screen's data can be read it. If you open the WhatsApp and you are doing the chatting, so if that application got a proper permission, then it can be read what you are typing and what you are sending, what you are receiving. And at the time of financial app also, it can see the data which is available on your screen completely. So nowadays some applications are more securing their app. No other app can be read it if they are in the Surface. Like that, they are enabling that features, and then they are restricting some. But still, I'm telling them, if you are using some applications, then those all will not be hide their Surface. Suppose a very simple thing: if you got a OTP, if you are using some the Paytm, otherwise XYZ financial app you are using, so then you got a OTP. So what people will do now? They will go into that by using this recent apps list. We can go for that message, and then we can be keep it in a stack, and now we are able to see that, and we will enter the pin here. Again, you will see there, and you will enter the pin here. So that means that both are able to see on the screen now at a time. At a time, we are able to see that. So if you are able to see that two screens, means now if any malicious applications or any hidden application there inside your mobile, and it is able to read your application also, it is read your applications data, even it is not related to that application, but other application, financial applications also, if you are using, yes, it is possible. It can be read the data which is available on the screen actually. So these are so many different kind of frauds are possible through these Android applications then. So then it is not only in Android, even it is possible in that app iOS also, but not this much. Why? Because first of all, there are no open Play Store not available, correct? So that means if you want to do, if you want to be installed, the people will think about that application, whether it is exactly usable to me or not, and exactly it is that properly what I want, that is a proper thing it is doing or not. These all people will be verify. Why? Because we are spending the amount on that. So the same thing when comes to here, it is free of cost in Android. So that's what people are able to install so many. So that then you can ask me then how to avoid these kind of these things. So then better always maintain a proper secure antivirus. If you are using, that is a better way we can stop at least some point. I'm not saying that 100% you're secure after using the antivirus. I'm saying at least a better performance your device will do by identifying some malicious. Otherwise, use some MDM applications, mobile device management applications like mKavach, which we developed, which CDAC developed previously. So that kind of things we can be use it to avoid at least some amount, some level of protection we can give actually. So that is the one more way we can be do it. So then you can see here the report of the Qualcomm says that wallet and mobile banking applications in India are not using hardware level security. So this point you can raise a question, what is this hardware level security? So that hardware level security means by when you are taking the permissions, not taking the permissions only in application layer. So you have to be take the permission from that kernel level actually. Otherwise the kernel level, if you are taking the permission, then we can say that the device OEM people also will provide some secure mechanisms, so we can be stop some most of the things. But that if you are giving application level permissions only, means if the device that wallets and these all are want to make the user friendly environment, they are saying always my application is very easy to use, and you can do anything like payments or reading the documents, and these are whatever you want to do. My application is giving a very simple UI to do that, they are telling. So if it is that much simple, then somewhere you have to be compromised actually. So if that compromisation was happened on the security level, then what about our users' information? So that won't be compromised, correct? If it is compromised, then automatically, even if your application is having very simple UI and these all, but it is affecting that users a complete usage, and even it is a everything means is a personal and everything will be affect actually. So that's what we have to be always, you have to be more careful, more careful when you are giving some permissions. So this is that session, especially we are suggesting that when you are giving some permission, first of all do some read about that permission, what exactly it will do. So I can say that, so we know that WhatsApp actually, most of the time people are using the WhatsApp, almost every day they are using. Maybe they're sending messages to their family members, maybe they're sending the messages to their close relative circle, otherwise that friend circle, and they are sending so many images, and they are sending that so many voice things, these all they are sending. So we are thinking like that WhatsApp is doing end-to-end encryption, so no problem to us. So then we know, do you know that this data is stored inside your device only? On a hidden folder, it will create and store the data of your status and these all. So if it is when you given permission to other application to read that, to read or write the data, external storage or internal storage permissions, if you given to other applications, means apart from the WhatsApp. So now what is the thing? So that application is able to read your data which is present inside your mobile. That means there is a chance that application is still get your photos and still get your status, what you kept it. Yes, it is possible. So that means now what is happening, when you given the permission, you don't know that application is capable to read the other application. But it is possible when you given that permissions. There is a one component in Android, we call it as a content component, actual content provider. We have content provider. This is nothing but storing all the applications data inside it. and it is tightly packed actually. But now what is the thing? So whenever that permission is given, access is granted to that application, then that information what is there inside the content, then that malicious application, otherwise any other application, is also able to get, and it can be read your applications also. So that means now what is the thing here? So when we are giving the permissions, we have to be take care about our application. See, then most of the people are don't know that there is an accessibility service. If you give that accessibility service to any other application, it can read that your data completely. Completely, it is able to read it. Once you open on the screen, if you open any application, the WhatsApp messaging or the video you are watching or the video you are taking, everything it can be taken. And so then this kind of permissions when you are giving, so we have to be more careful that whether it is needed or not. So best example I can give you one, this just 1.5 year back, there is one application that, so it is normally just what it will do, camera application. So then camera application, then it taking the permissions. So it taking that camera permissions and means that beautification app. So what people will do, obviously they will allow that camera permission. So what it is exactly doing actually, it is asking that changing the system, it needs to be, it is asking to do changes in the settings. It is asking to do that changes even when the application is installing. It is asking to install that application permission. And apart from this, it is asking that this application should be auto start, and it application should need to be use that battery consumption. So battery consumption, when it is increasing, we will use it as a battery saver. So when you click on the battery saver, what will happen? Actually, the background applications, whatever the applications are there, those will be stopped there only. So that means it won't be run immediately. It won't be comes into active. So only the application which you are using the foreground, means on the display, that only will be able to use this battery, and then service of this mobile we can be using. But if this application, this camera application, the beautification application, what it is taken, exception from battery saver, means even if you are given that application permission, so battery saver, once you are disabled for this application, so even if your application is went to the sleep also, even your application's battery levels are low also, this application still running on the background. So you can ask me, okay, let it be that application is running, so what is the issue to me? And here the issue is actually that application is having the camera permission also, and storage permission also, accessing this gallery permission also. So then even you can say that, so what is the case then if it is getting the camera storage, all applications are getting, so what is the harmful thing can be happen by this application? The harmful thing is the camera will be stay in a background, and it will capture the pics without the user knowledge. So that means if you are in a any if it can be used that personal photos whatever you are taking actually. The same time, if your mobile is even turned off, you can think like that mobile is turned off, but turned off means it is in a sleeping situation. So it is in a sleeping mode also. Sometimes that mobile can be capture the pics. So the same thing it can be with the mic also. That application is using this camera permissions to capture the pics without user knowledge. So, and it is installing some more applications into your device. So by reading that permissions properly, you can be say that that application is a malicious. By according to the Google, you cannot say that application is malicious. Why? Because you are giving all the permissions from your end only. It is asking the permissions very clearly. So you are giving that permissions. So how could now Google say that this application is malicious? So Google cannot say that it is malicious. Why? Because it given all the details clearly only. I'm using this camera app, camera permission to capture the pics. I'm using this uninstall permission to install that some other applications of mine. So like that it is giving. If you are unable to, if you are disable the permission, then nothing it will do. But if you given all the permissions to it, then obviously it can do that some harmful things to your device. So this we cannot blame in that case that Google Play Store. So why? Because Google Play Store is doing that as much as it can. You can see nowadays there is a Play Protect tag for some applications and some editor choice application, some tags for some application. These two, when you are downloading some applications, you have to be more careful about these applications. So these, especially these kind of tags, if it is there. So that times, if editor choice or Play Protect and ad free like that, if it is there, better go ahead with that applications. Why? Because it is already given certified by the Google. At least some protection is already given. Already they checked it. Some up to one level they already checked it. So that after that only they certified it is a play protect actually. And editor choice. The editors will be select some applications. So based upon their security score and these all. So that is also one of the thing we can be do it actually. So these are some parameters you have to be do when you are installing some applications. Even already if you install, then again go for the Play Store, whether check that whether this application have a Play Protect, whether this application comes under the editor choice. These all also you can check that actually. So this is most of the things you can do like that, and then you can be avoid that at least some level of that security issues you can be solve it actually. So then comes to that we can see now some of the recent attacks what were happened and how this is affecting the so many people. So we know that nowadays anytime anywhere you can go that the word COVID pandemic, COVID-19. So COVID almost everywhere we are listening this word. For every 1 hour we are hearing this word more than that 5 to 10 times actually. And then everybody is wearing the mask and everybody is sanitizing every time, most of the time. These are very good practice for us. But so what about the mobiles? These are all the case. So we every time we are telling we are depending upon the mobiles, especially at that lockdown time. People are staying in their home. The most of the time, almost everybody who is not aware about the smartphones also now they use it to addict to these mobiles. They use it to the smartphone usage, and these they use it to be learn about this smartphone usage and how it is. It makes the simple how it is make the difficult things into simple. They learn this all. So what was happening in that case now? So at the time of lockdown, people are went through that Google and they did their own things. We heard so many times that people think like that the sanitization, if you do the hands, then that coronavirus, if it is there on the hands, then it is corona is die. So then what people did, they drank this sanitizer. They thought like that it will be kill all the virus which is inside their bodies actually. So now people are depend upon that on the technology. So people are dependent on the mobiles. So people are dependent on the mobiles. We know that Arogya Setu, it is one app actually. So like that, so many other applications also came into market. Say like that, these are the COVID-19 tracker, COVID virus trackers, and a COVID virus identifier. Like that, so many applications are came into the market. In that one application, this is coronavirus tracker. So what is the main thing they mentioned here? So you can be identify that around your around you, if surroundings any corona patient is there, otherwise any the symptoms person, otherwise any virus related some objects is there, it will be identified and it will inform the user that it is affecting you are it is showing the user your surroundings are not a secure one, so you are go for that other location. Like that it will be this is actual major thing of this major motto of this application. But so what it is exactly doing? So when you install the application, after some time, so maybe it is for some people it is 1 day or 2 day, but after some time, couple of days actually, so it is started showing its original behavior actually. So then what it is doing? So whenever you install this COVID-19 tracker, so whenever it is activated, when you given up all the permissions, whatever it is asking, obviously people are thinking like that it is helpful. So people are installing, giving all the permission, whatever it is asking. So once you given that kind of permissions, now what happened? So people are got a message like that your device and your data of your device and the photos and the voice records and everything, the financial things and your mail, and then what is there inside the mails, all are hacked. The entire data is hacked. Then device is blocked directly. Means the device is locked. You cannot do anything. So just you got a message on the top of like a notification like that. Your device is completely hacked. You have to pay some amount. Then only we can be unlock your device and your data will be also be released. Otherwise, your device won't work. And even if you are thinking your device is won't work, then I will throw that. So no problem if you are thinking that all the data, contacts, whatever you have inside it, and all the pics, whatever we have there, that entire thing will be going into the public. This is what actually they did. They said like this only actually. So this is the way the people are trying to blackmail the users and getting some financial gain they are getting. So here, what is the thing then? So we don't know whether this application is a secure or not. Whatever the developers details they mention in that Google Play Store, whether those are correct or not. Is that correct also, whether we have any complaints or not on this one also, we have to do some little survey we have to do. Then only you can be install it. It won't take the much time. But people are thinking like that Play Store it is there. So in a Play Store, whatever it is there, it is secure only. No, Play Store, it is a open source one and the free of cost it is available, we are telling. They are doing their level best actually. But as a user, as your data is going to be viral actually. So that's what you have to be more careful than that other users. These like this, so many attacks we can say, zero click spyware, it is attack was happened. So in this case, what happened in this spyware? Very simple thing. User got some user got one voice call in the WhatsApp, especially not that normal call. So WhatsApp, the user got a call. So if he answered or if he is not answered. So in both cases, what people are doing, they are the one spyware. So that especially that what happened when meantime, whenever that call, if you are disconnected or not disconnecting. So meantime, then one kind of virus they are injecting in the WhatsApp. Okay. So if you are attempting, then easily they are injecting and then immediately they are taking the control. If you are not attempting also, after some time, the number based upon that number, then some virus is injecting inside this WhatsApp. So then whatever, only WhatsApp, it is not something else. Only in the WhatsApp, whatever you are doing, so that data they are getting actually. So by using that, the people are understanding then what kind of message you are sending, to whom you are contacting, and what are the core languages are you are speaking. These kind of things they are able to analyze the completely. So this is the one way the people are getting this information. And then this attack was targeted, especially that some people only who are in that like a critical, like a defensive system, otherwise in a financial, the people are in a higher position. Those people this targeted with this attack actually spyware. So Israel cyber people were majorly behind this attack actually. So then what happened here, the sensitive information anyways went to the public, and based upon that they did so many other things, so many ways they are attacked in this certain people actually. Why? Because the sensitive information, if it is went out, then maybe it is affecting not only the person, it is some organization, otherwise sometimes the country also will be affected due to that. So that's what we have to be very careful, whatever the application we are using and what permissions we are giving. You can see that most of the time we can see that these are the 420 like that we can be and it's it. So then these are the hidden apps. One thing I already discussed about the hidden apps, how it will be stored inside your mobile and how it can be affect your device. And mobile phishing is one more the famous attacks nowadays, and so many movies also came on this one. So by clicking the SMS, otherwise you got a message like that, you got a lottery, otherwise you got a some person, some so and so your relative in sending some package to you, but it is stopped it somewhere. So click on this link and pay something, then you will get that package. Like that, so many things we can see that. And malware, spyware, adware, we already know about these all. So how it is affecting that. Normal usage of these mobiles also will be affected due to this. The performance will be decreased and these all. IoT threats, we know that all the devices, if connected to the single network, then how it will be affected. We know very well that. And if one device will be compromised in that network, all the devices which are connecting into that will be affected. And Wi-Fi threats, we know that public Wi-Fi, if you are using, how you will be lose your sensitive information to others. And then that if that we know that routers and these all will be compromised sometime, then your device will be compromised immediately. If your device will be compromised, then these routers and these all also, they can be read it and they can be get the data. So then these all are, we have to be checked that misconfiguration of these devices. That's what I'm talking. So when permissions and which kind of permissions you are giving. So what kind of options you are enabling. So these are, we have to be check that how it will be affecting that our financial data and the sensitive data of our application. Fake applications, we already discussed about the cloned applications, and which is one part of these fake applications. Using the fake application, suppose if you are using SBI app, if you are using, so sometimes that same kind of the cloned application, the fake application is available in the Play Store. By mistakenly, if you are using that application, then it will ask for the your name and your CVV and your card details, all it will ask. If you once if you entered, then obviously your data will be tampered. This your applications is already the tampered one, so all that information, everything they will get it, and then they can use it instead of you. Actually, the card and everything they will be used instead of you. And mobile phishing, we already said this one. By changing the minimal text format, they will be changed. And even though we cannot be identify that it is a small change, we cannot be identified. Why? Because we can read that any text, if it is there, we can read it even it is a zigzag manner. You can see here it is a completely zigzag, but even though you people are able to read it according to the research, directly I'm reading. So why? Because most of the time as a human being, so we can see the first letter and last letter only, and then we can be assume the word immediately into our brain. So this is a way the phishing can be made easily to the people. Instead of this small URLs, that will be change the text and immediately it will show that what is the exact URL. That URL it will not redirect. Why? Because whatever you clicked it may be it will be the phishing attack. It can be some minimal changes they will do in a text and they will do it easily. So this is a way they can be continue with the attacks. So and the URL field, URL is the one is the major thing when comes to here. So then why? Because by on clicks in the device, if your fraud it is happened, means everything we consider as a on click listeners. So on click, if you did in the mobile, so then it leads to something like some fraud. It can be provoking through this one. So that's what we can say, that the URLs what you are checking, that double check it when you are going to be use that application, and whether that URL is going to be used for the financial purpose, other any sensitive information. If you are filling that in the form, then we have to be take care about that URLs also. And hidden applications, we discussed adware, we already discussed this one. So then we have to, you can do the minimal changes in your device, then you can say that this based upon this one, your application is means your device is little, means that I cannot say your device is 100% secure now. So by doing these minimal changes, at least some part your data can be secure, some part of your device can be secure. So by doing this, you can go for the settings and go for that backup and reset, where you are applying into that, you are taking the backup into the cloud actually. So then once you taken into that data into the cloud, there are more chances to be data can be tampered, data can be hacked actually. So that's what disable this backup my data. So this is the way it is visible in your device. So you can be check for this one backup and reset. So there you can be disable this backup my data. So this is the one tip actually to secure it. And the second one, enabling this smart lock, where it will be smart lock. If you are enabling here, then at trusted places you can be think, so that a smart lock can be off actually. In the rest of the places, if you are keeping the device inside your pocket, otherwise inside in your any devices, means at any other place where it can be like, it can be able to get according to your gestures, it can be unlocked actually. So like that, what is the gesture means? On body detection. So based upon that, it will be lock and it will be unlock. That could be the better way. You can be give a secure way. We can be give that the devices can be trusted. So then next we can see that ads, it will be pop up most of the time. So by doing this personalization of the ads, so we can be stop the most of the ads, we can be stop it. So where we can be get it in the settings, we have in the settings you can see that Google. So where the Google having the ads, in that ads you can be opt out this ads personalization. If you opt out this one, so then easily we can be get it only the minimal amount of the ads we can get into your device. Even it is that app is invoking some more device, some more ads also, but your device will be restrict some ads by using this feature. And the second thing, the location, always better turn off the location and then give that permission whenever the device is needed only. You cannot give that permission always. So that why? Because if you given the location permission always, then the Wi-Fi also can be get it where through the Wi-Fi, and these all we can get it where you are traveling and what you are doing. These all possible actually. So then, so always give the permission of location history whenever if it is needed only. So you can see that here in your device also you can get like this. You can disable it. And then we have a automatically wipe option, so which is in the part of the security in a settings. So always enable this automatically wipe. So why? Because if you are giving some other person if get it, and whether if you given 10 times wrong password, otherwise if your device is lost state, then automatically data will be wiped. So that means your data will not go into that other hands. So that is the one more thing we can do it. And then you can see this sensitive information. We have to be hide it. Why? Because notifications, if you are seeing, then even your device is locked. So we can see that. So that notification can be appears on this one. So that's what we have to be disable this, means by selecting the hide sensitive information. So you can be disable this one. So that means suppose any bank information, otherwise any personal messages if you are doing in the WhatsApp, those also be able to see in this screen on the notification bar. So by using this one, we can be stop that notifications visibility to all. And we can see that I told already in the settings, we always have to be disable that install options from the unknown sources. This always give a better things for you people actually to avoid any malicious activities if you are doing also. So any other application is trying to be install the malicious application to stop that. So better always do this unknown source installation. You have to be stop it, and always check whether this any update is available for this software. If it is available, then immediately do that. Why? Because if any security issues comes, then they will give them an update. So always better to do this patchwork, means by updating it. So then so most of the time now everything whatever you saw here, then so most of the things are happening due to the data, means a network things only. That's what when you are connected to any Wi-Fi or any hotspot or something, if you are connected, check whether this exactly you are connected to the secure one or not. If you are not in a secure network, then always turn off that. Better use the mobile data only. And then updates and even the WhatsApp and SMS also we have to be check whether from known person only you are getting, otherwise you are getting from unknown persons from URLs, and never go for it actually. Never click even from the mail, even from the messages, even from the WhatsApp or anywhere. So this is the way you can secure your device. So that's